But I think we also need representation from people who have struggled and have had those low moments where they're still working on it and they're still trying to figure things out. And it's okay to be in that place, and it's okay to struggle a little bit, and it's okay to feel like no one else around you understands what you're trying to do. Hello, hi, it's Jenny. It's actually Sick Jenny here today. I am under the weather, and I was planning on sitting down to record something for you this week, but I'm not sure that I am up to the task of creating something new and planning it all out and getting it filmed today. So, we are going rogue. And we are going rogue by, I am going to give you just a quick intro, and then we're going to get into the content. I had recorded this on my phone in my car like 8 months ago, something like that. It's been a minute since I recorded this, but I have had it sitting in my drafts thinking about how I could use it, and because I think the message is good. And so that is what we're going to watch today. It is filmed in vertical because I was in my car. And so I have edited it with some calming, beautiful footage in the background just to be like, atmospheric, you know. And I don't know if it's weird. It might be weird, or something that like a regular cool YouTuber would never do. But since that's probably not me, then I'm just gonna do it. And hopefully it's not too weird. So anyway, enjoy this short video. These were some car thoughts. I was waiting for my son to pick up my son from something, and I had like 10 minutes in my car. And I had just been having a moment, I think, when I was really struggling with this, with my identity, really, coming to terms with a lot of things about my identity that I have always felt made me very different, a little bit of a black sheep and outcast among the people that I knew and grew up with and my family. And I never really had a lot of people that I could talk to about it who I felt would really understand what it's like to just be someone who does not have the same vision for their life as the other people around them, you know? And it's not like a judgment or a shame for any, like, people have the right to have whatever dreams they have for their lives. No one's are any better or worse than anyone else's. But I've just always felt very different in that I have always just really felt inside like I was meant for something really big, meant for a lot of different things than the people around me. And that, like, you know how Belle, when she's on the mountaintop in Beauty and the Beast, is singing and she's like, I want much more than this provincial life. Like, that's me. That's always been me since I was a child. And sometimes it's hard to cope with when you want to do so many things with your life. And you just feel like it's such a challenge and an uphill battle that a lot of other people just won't understand because they don't have 80,000 dreams and things that they want to do with their life. And being a multipassionate person, having ADHD now, I know, I didn't know that when I filmed this video, but, you know, being a creative, wanting to do so many big things, it's just a really challenging headspace to navigate sometimes when you also have to face reality. And, you know, your bills are due. And, which, by the way, is why, even though I'm sick, I'm sitting here with like a full face of makeup and my hair curled, because I make a lot of my income as a freelancer, and I have orders due, you know? You don't have the luxury of taking a day off to lay on the couch and take care of yourself when you're sick, when your income relies on things like that. So, you know, it's all part of my journey. And I think sometimes we see like the finished product in on a lot of videos on YouTube. The, you know, like all of these wonderful creators in the space will, you know, come on screen and be like, I'm a 6-figure entrepreneur and I used to, you know, be an accountant and I've changed my entire life and this is how I did it and here's what you should do too. And that content is, of course, very helpful and aspirational. But I think we also need representation from people who have struggled and have had those low moments where they're still working on it and they're still trying to figure things out. And it's okay to be in that place, and it's okay to struggle a little bit, and it's okay to feel like no one else around you understands what you're trying to do. And so that's what this video is about. I hope that if it speaks to you, that it resonates, that you appreciate it, and you know that you are a little bit less alone, because there are other people out there like me who are where you are, you know, or like have been where you are. I'm very excited about a lot of the things that I'm working on right now, and that I'm bringing into the world and creating. And that's wonderful, but it is a day by day process of getting there and creating yourself and creating your life. And I just wanted to share this little piece of my process and my journey with you. So enjoy. I hope you're not too weirded out that it's a vertical video on YouTube. Like, I know it's crazy. Anyway, hopefully next week when I'm feeling better, I will be back with a fully, prepared and produced video for you. But for now, enjoy this. I hope that you and all of yours are well. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.
I need to know something, and that thing is whether just living a normal life and working a average job and coming home and taking care of your house and your family or whatever, has that always not felt enough? Like, not felt sufficient to most people? Or is that just me? Or is that now feeling that way to a lot more people, because a lot of us are waking up to the fact that this vision of the life that we're supposed to be living, that's been sold to us for a long time, is not actually fulfilling to many of us who are multipassionates, who have this feeling inside of us and always have, that we are meant for something bigger, that we have a larger purpose in life, that we have this incredible well of untapped potential, that if we were only allowed to step outside of the boundaries that have been set up for us by our families and society telling us what we're supposed to be doing in order to be successful, that we could actually catapult ourselves into the stratosphere and be living these much more fulfilling, incredible lives full of these type of successes that we never were allowed to imagine for ourselves growing up. Is that just me? Because I have always felt inside like I was meant for something grand, like something big in life. I was never a person who thought I'm gonna go to college and just get a job and stay in my hometown and live 2 houses down from my parents. I knew from the beginning that I was leaving my town. The thought of staying in my hometown, even though it's a nice place to live, I grew up in a really nice village in upstate New York. I had a good family. I never considered for 1 second staying there, because I knew that my future was not in this town. I knew that this grand future that I was supposed to have, where I was living with a broader perspective of the world and my potential for what I could be doing in the world, that was not going to be found there, that I was going to have to leave and explore and see the world and have a lifetime's worth of experiences that helped lead me to this grand vision of my future, or this space where I would discover what it was that I was meant to do, and that all of that would be what helped propel me to that place where I was able to actually become what I was meant to be. And I have allowed myself to be talked down from this so many times, from this potential, from this future for myself, from this pathway. And I have done the things. I've done the normal life thing. I'm doing the normal life thing right now, but there's part of me that just can't accept it. I've gotten the degrees to get the normal job, to be making the, requisite amount of money to be considered a successful adult. I've got the 401k in the house, and I find a lot of pleasure from my life in so many ways. But I still, I'm not someone who can ignore the niggling that I get inside when my intuition tells me, you don't want to be working your regular job today. You don't want to be sitting in front of your computer screen on your spreadsheets today. You want to be writing today, or you want to be speaking, or you want to be, making some sort of content that's helping to express your creative spirit or help communicate to the world some important message that you have a unique perspective on that could help other people. Or maybe it's not even that. Maybe I get, this intuitive hit that tells me, today you need to be out in nature. You need to be doing something creative. You need to be trying to figure out how to finish the book that you've been writing for the last 8 years so that you can actually figure out how to publish it and put it into the world. I get this on a daily basis. every day, because I'm a multipotentialite and I have so many different things that I want to do with my life and different creative avenues that I am invested in because they are fulfilling to me and they make my life feel so much more full and worth living. The thought of just working a job and coming home at the end of the day and just making dinner and sitting and watching TV and going to bed and never working to pursue anything else in my life, it's literally impossible for me. It's impossible. Like, if I try to live that life where I don't have other pursuits or dreams, I turn into a miserable shell of myself. Because I'm not being true to who I am on the inside. I'm not allowing myself to dream and to pursue those dreams. I know, like, everybody dreams, you know? Everybody has, I would hope everybody has these dreams and things that they see, you know, other people doing in the world that they wish that they could be doing too. Or like, maybe in another life, if things had gone differently, I would have been able to do this. And they spend their entire lives thinking like that. Like, I didn't pursue this because that's just not, you know, the life that I had. I just had to work this job and come home and provide. And I was never able to pursue all the rest of it because you feel irresponsible to a certain point because, like, we have financial realities and we have families to take care of and situations that don't allow us to give a lot of our time and energy to pursuing other things that maybe don't have an immediate reward or a career potential or a pathway, you know, that's very clear and distinct right in front of us that, you know, we know, like, if I take a couple hours out of work in order to sit down and write in my book, I know that in the long run, if I do a lot of the work, there could be a potential career in it for me, but it's not clear, it's not easy, it's not guaranteed. And so a lot of people would never allow themselves to take the time and the energy to do that. But I have to. I can't ignore it. I can't put it to the side. I can't live a life where I die never having tried or never having allowed myself to take the time to actually experience and pursue the dreams that keep me up at night. I don't know. I just need to know that there are other people. I know there are. I know you're out there. I know you see other people talking about what you want to talk about or creating content that you feel particularly connected to, or like you have a really powerful perspective that you could contribute to that field in, or doing things that really help and make a difference in people's lives, and you think, like, I could be doing that. Like, I should be doing that. That would feel more aligned than what I'm doing right now. I just know that you're out there, or that you're seeing people creating things using their artistic talents or their talents for speech or writing or organization or whatever it may be, and you know that you have that potential inside of you to do those things, and that niggling inside you that says, God, that would feel so good if I were allowed to do that, if that's how I was spending my time and what I was giving my attention to, and if I were allowed to be a part of that community, and if I had an audience, and if I were able to turn this into my life, if I was able to walk away from the things that I felt obligated to do in order to do the things that felt worthwhile and fulfilling to me, and that I felt passionate about, and that made me feel like my life was really, really day by day uncovering the purpose that I know I'm here to live. And it's such a struggle, and it's so overwhelming sometimes, because I know, like, I have like 10 different things that I work on in my private life that aren't my job, that aren't my day job, that all feel important and connected and intuitive to me, like things that I feel like I need to be doing, and that I have, there's a reason why, like, I've been called to do them, or I feel a connection to them. I just know that I'm not the only one, and that this place of overwhelm that I constantly sit in is untenable. I've spent many, many, many years being a dreamer and trying to live a normal life and like work the job that checks the boxes and, you know, gets me the stability in order to have a regular life and support my family. And I know that that's important, and I know that the world needs people who do those jobs. I just, it's so overwhelming to me to have to constantly have the dreams and see the potential and the futures for myself in these various different pathways that I feel passionately connected to. But to know that because I'm one person with limited time and resources, the pathways, each of those pathways is like so complex and feels so far away because I'm only one person and I have to figure every single thing out by myself. And the frustration and the overwhelm of trying to figure out how to have everything and how to do that life and how to live that life and find the purpose and be living the purpose and make those dreams real while also being able to pay bills. It's the biggest challenge of my life. It's the biggest challenge of my life. I've been through a lot of hard things, but living a pretty normal day-to-day life where I work an 8-to-5 job and take care of my home and take care of my family, for a lot of people that's really fulfilling and that's it, and I'm happy for them, but it's not enough for me. That life is not enough for me, and it's the struggle of my life is the fact that I know that, and that at the moment finding the pathway forward feels impossible. Who else feels that way? It can't just be me.